Hi guys and welcome to One Trips One Poker Videos. Things are really heating up now on the poker table. Here's part 2 of episode 4 of the 2009 Bounty Stars of Poker. But before we start the episode, please do consider liking and subscribing. It takes just 2 seconds and it massively helps out the channel. And remember, you can always unsubscribe in the future. Right, let's get right into the episode.
Just 3 remain in this heat of the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. Cards in the air here with Matlow on the button. He is the chip leader. Perceau, though, not far behind. Saunders just has to get busy quickly.
Cool.
You'd imagine Matt would have raised there. He's just going to
Cool.
flat call. I'm afraid she's just got to find some aggression.
Cool.
Perceau with a Jack-Queen suited here. He knows that Saunders probably doesn't have a hand because she's been very passive, but he's just going to see a flop and he's hit it, top pair.
Probably still very curious about that limp in from Matt Matlow. And I think Nick will start to realise that Matt Matlow's not the most accomplished player yet. He's still lacking in experience. Oh, this could be nice.
15,000.
15's not really enough. But
It's
then again, you know, anymore, it'd still be futile, you would imagine.
Raise to 33,000 total.
And Matlow's not going to fish for a 9. I like the bet from Lee Saunders. It showed a bit of initiative. Probably wasn't big enough, but then again, when you're losing, what's the point in betting anymore when you're going to get raised?
It's just a pity she couldn't have found it pre-flop.
That's where she needs to find her aggression.
18.
Is she calling?
This would be the stuff and go of all time. But I'm still not convinced Perceau would pass if she calls and then bets the turn.
Sorry.
This is bizarre. Now, stonking great bet on the turn. I think Perceau's got a lot of respect for her.
But she's only got 25,000 left, that's the problem.
Well, there's no stonking great bet then, is there? She's just basically committed suicide. Bet's 25 grand, she's going to get called.
Check.
Now she's probably got to call a 25 grand bet. If Nick Perceau is confused, how do you think we feel? Because we can't figure out why she called with an ace-2.
35,000.
Which puts her all in.
Drawing to an ace. Why did she call that bet? I'm staggered. That was mind-blowing. I mean, that was fishing for a 3-outer for tournament life. Oh, strange things are happening. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. Chips are disappearing, but the difference is we know where they're going. We just don't really know why.
Cheese and onions.
What did you have, mate?
Yes. You see those cheese and onions?
Well, this must be it for Saunders. She's found an ace. She's only got 25,000.
So she's going to get called.
To call, it's
15.
15, so...
Oh, Nick is licking his lips, isn't he? That's like a hyena just handing around a corpse, which has freshly been murdered by a pack of lions, and he just went and pick up the pieces.
Cool.
Is that cool?
You feel for Lee Saunders. Ditto Jeremy Sale. I think they both lack experience, but it'll come.
Cool.
She's left herself 10,000 back, Saunders. Perceau has limped, and Matlow can check his option here.
No raise. 2, 7, 6.
Matlow in
Check.
front.
Saunders has a 6 with a better kicker.
Oh, I beg your pardon, yeah.
All in.
All in.
Oh, here she goes.
Well, Nick's got a call. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
he's got a pair.
was-
I mean, he's
It was sort of reluctantly tossed it in, didn't he?
yeah.
Re-raise.
Re-raise. Hello.
Raise. Pass.
Well, that's not good tournament play. The idea is you get the odd man out. And really,
Okay, cards
Nick
out.
Perceau could have hit another 2 or a 9. And what he's done is give Lee Saunders some
He was gonna-
protection.
He was going to raise, but Nick passed his cards. So it's just a call. For the all in.
Good luck.
Good spot, Lee Saunders.
Needs to
Yep.
dodge a 5.
No. Yeah, I know. Another 6.
5 would be good.
No.
Ace would be good.
Ace would be brilliant.
Nothing would be good for you. A 7. So another 7 can be good. Full house.
Just the 5 then.
yeah, another 7
7 would be a chop.
or 6.
Well, 5 wouldn't work, would it?
That
Because
would
of
be fun.
7s and 6s. With a 5 kicker, it was all done, wasn't it? Tell me it was.
So Lee Saunders stays in. She's not got many chips, but she's still alive in this heat of the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. The celebrity players we've seen so far include a Rugby World Cup winner, a former Welsh football captain, and Holland's best poker player. And we've got a main event champion waiting in the wings, along with a former England cricketer and an EPT champion. And they don't know who they're going to face if they come through successfully in this heat.
Cool.
Oh, she's reaching.
Raise. 30,000 more.
Go, go, Lee.
She suddenly found an extra gear here.
Yeah, and her confidence is going to grow.
Well, Lee Saunders certainly enjoying her moment in the spotlight here at the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. She's still very much in this battle.
Nick
Raise.
Perceau doesn't raise on his button.
40,000 total. 20 more.
Race from Matlow. Saunders has a pair.
Yeah, ship them in. Don't call. Ship them in. She's called.
Seven,
And
eight.
Matlow has now got top pair.
$40,000.
Oh dear. A bit of stubbornness in Lee Saunders' game, isn't there?
You raised to 60.
And now she's re-raising
It's going to have to go.
when she's behind.
Yeah, so be another 20 more.
Mine,
So.
if anyone can get it through, she can.
Okay, so raise to 80,000 total.
Pot's too big now, isn't it? In those cases, Matt Matter's not going to like it, but
So re-raise or all in.
All in. Cool.
She didn't even think about it, Roy.
no.
He's got obviously a 4 to hit, or a 6 would make the straight.
6 outs. 6 cards in the deck.
8 please. To make sure.
Interesting that Matt Matlow was very confident his pair of 8s with a 2 kicker was winning.
Matlow can't watch. 4 or a 6. And there it is. A set on the river.
Absolutely.
An absolute sickener for Matlow, as Saunders has taken the chip lead.
Many things
Yes.
are happening down on the farm.
Luckily, that's what they call me.
Luckily. Hot move, yeah?
Thank you.
That's what you call sinking on the river.
There you go.
So sick.
She said it.
Luck's in today then.
Here's how we stand. Saunders has half the chips in play now, and Matlow just 50,000 back. And the big blind's 20,000, remember. A mystery challenger awaits the winner of this heat. will play heads up against either a pro player or a mystery celebrity. Pair for
To call
Saunders this
is
time.
Be 20 to call.
20 to call.
Call?
Can I raise?
Gonna have to take it as a call now.
Sorry.
'Cause,
Okay,
yeah,
no
once you
problem.
put the chips in.
Just inexperienced there. She wanted to raise, but
All in.
already put the chips in.
It's another 30,000 more.
Well, no question that Saunders is going to
Call.
play here. She could knock Matlow out.
That has actually reopened the betting, hasn't it? But really, Saunders, if she was a seasoned pro, would have probably re-raised there.
Plus. Okay, card 7.
Well, that Matlow's getting some great value now. With Nick
Never
Perceau's
another
dead money
pair.
in the pot.
2 of the cards. Good luck.
So folded 1-8.
Maybe now for me.
10.
Oh, full house for Saunders. How's your luck?
Good game. Good game.
All over now.
Matt Matlow, so dominant for so long. Essentially, took more bad beats than a brass band.
And we are heads up.
Matt from Poland via Scarborough takes third place. Matt, bit of bad luck at the end there.
Unfortunately, yes, that's 4 in laundry, but nothing what I can do.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, very. It's good experience, yeah, for future. Maybe next time.
We are heads up in this heat of the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker. And potentially an unlikely lineup, you'd have thought. Nick Perceau is the shorter stack. He's still got 240,000. Started off on fire. But just lately, it's been Lee Saunders bossing the table. She's had some cards, and she's the chip leader with 360,000.
Contrasting playing styles. It's like oil and water, isn't it?
Good luck.
Good luck.
And a hug for luck as well.
I'm sorry.
It's been played in a great spirit, this heat.
And
Saunders is on the big blind initially, 10 and 20,000.
It's brilliant.
How long do you think this will last, Roy?
Very difficult to put your finger on it, but you would imagine Nick's just going to raise every pot.
call.
There you go, straight away finds an ace and limps in.
Okay, call.
Oh, she's got a bigger ace.
Now, this is where weird things going to happen, because Nick thinks he's set a trap here. Nick's limped him in his ace, keep it well disguised, and now like he's going to be scratching his head.
Raise.
Yes.
60,000 more.
Yes.
For any particular reason?
He looks at her and says, how dare you do that?
Those are like today's.
Plus.
Look at that. That's solid for me.
A quick.
Is it 10-20 now?
22, yep. And if I can have your cards, and 10,000, please. Thank
He
you.
wants to keep her ace, Jack. I'm not surprised. Can she find some moves, though, without the goods?
Nice
She's
area.
not going to get big hands very often
Yeah. Which one?
in this heads-up duel.
Oh, right,
Is it? Is it? This could be the first time.
Raise to 55,000.
That's
total.
fantastic. Now this is what we needed to see, and this is what she's now producing.
Curious. Change of gear from Lee Saunders. Betting without the cards. Perceau gave her respect.
I'd like to see a few more of those.
And she's kept her chip lead intact. It's a compelling heads-up duel on the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker between Lee Saunders, who's never played live, only been playing poker for a couple of years, and the very experienced Nick Perceau, who once won more than $100,000 in a day online.
He's in a bad spot here.
He's counting out a raise again, I think, Roy.
I tell you what, we didn't think she was capable of it, but she really has changed gears. It's this personality transplant.
So sorry.
And she's laughing when she says, I'm so sorry.
He's not laughing now either, is he, Nick?
Well, Dewey's out chip 2-1 now.
Nearly.
Lee Saunders works in the cancer research area. She's a massive fan of Heart of Midlothian Football Club.
So she's got a great sense of humour then.
Cool.
He's reaching.
Rise.
She's in another
40,000.
great spot.
And
That's-
will Perceau keep believing? Sooner or later, he's going to look her up.
I'll tell you what, he's got a serious headache, hasn't he? This wasn't in the script. This isn't supposed to happen.
Plus.
Go on, show an ace.
Thought it was going to get a call.
Keep this respect thing going.
I'm not telling you. Should have called.
For you, I should have called in.
Well, she showed all her cards earlier, Roy. Now she's not showing any of them. And Perceau looks a little rattled. Lee Saunders has a 2-1 chip lead over Nick Perceau.
If this was a boxing match, they would have stopped it before the first round,
Cool.
before the bell was rung. And as it is, she's trading punches
No rise.
with a very, very versatile, established
Check.
professional
6,
player.
deuce. Check.
Well, this will be interesting, as they've both missed that. Can she find a bet?
This is fantastic.
30,000.
And look at the size as well.
Pass.
You know, we can't re-raise a 30 grand bet. Should have thrown out a stupid, you know,
Thank you.
Thank you.
insignificant 15, 20 or whatever, but 3/4 of the pot.
And she is at her highest chip level in this heat, 410,000.
Is this Scotland versus England?
It's you versus the rest of the world. You're doing very well, my dear.
Could be that.
Battle of Hastings.
I'm all in.
All in.
He's had enough, as Perceau.
Cool.
And she's calling.
Which is
And she's got the slip. Wow! She could win it right here.
Cards over.
Oh, Nick Perceau's totally lost his head. He's had enough. He's just decided the only way to go is to stick all my chips in, and he's done it for the first and only time at the complete and utter
Just
wrong
put my
time.
cards over,
Yeah, that's
basically.
And you'd have thought before the heads up that would have been her tactic. And Perceau has got to get lucky here.
Well, regardless of the outcome, I think Lee Saunders has played an absolute stormer heads up, and you know, let's just hope the best hand stands up here because it deserves to. So far, so good. And of course, now a queen does not help Nick Perceau.
He's got to hit his 3. Oh, there it is.
It's all
This
over.
is done. Amazing results.
Thank you very
Lee
much.
Saunders, she's been playing for 2 years, never live. She's taken out Nick Perceau, and now she gets a crack at the mystery guest. Unbelievable stuff.
The best player won today.
Thank you very much.
Well, we have a winner, and it's not Nick from London. Nick, come on. How's it feel to be beaten by a girl?
No, it was fun. She played really well. The best player won today, and she definitely deserves it.
Oh, that's fantastic of you to be that modest and gracious in defeat.
Yeah, well, it was fun. Everyone played quite well today, and, you know, nearly but not quite for me.
So do you think she can do it? Go and beat whoever our mystery guest is?
Whoever the mystery guest is, she's got a good chance, and she's playing well, so I'm really rooting for her. I'm going to go and watch it now.
So Lee Saunders has surprised everyone, including herself, by winning the heat. But who will she be up against in the Heads Up Challenge? A poker pro or our final sporting legend? We're back in a moment.
We really hope you're enjoying this exclusive episode here on One Trips One Poker Videos. Remember, if you haven't liked and subscribed already, please consider doing so. It takes 2 seconds and it really helps out the channel. Right, let's get right back to the episode.
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker, where Lee has just swept the boys aside and she's through to face our mystery guest. But who is it going to be? Now, Lee, congratulations. You did it for the girls.
I did it for the girls.
Well done. Now, who do you want to see in this unique heads-up best-of-3 format?
Well, as I've done it for the girls, Victoria Coren.
Oh, I like it. OK, well, let's find out who Lee's bounty is.
Peter Eastgate took the poker world by storm when he became the youngest player ever to win the main event in 2008. His total live winnings now exceed $10 million.
I've watched you lots of times.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
I hope you haven't figured out my game.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. My name is Peter Eastgate. I'm a poker professional and I'm the 2008 World Series of Poker champion. I started off by playing poker in the late 2004 and I've been a professional poker player since 2006. I definitely feel like I have a mark on me after I won the World Series of Poker last year, and as I played the World Series main event this year, players were playing me a little bit differently. They were trying to get me out of the tournament. So yeah, they're playing me more aggressively than they used to. My main approach to the poker table is adjusting to the opponent, but I'm usually very aggressive and kind of loose. So yeah, it's usually a lot of fun to watch me play.
What a story Lee Saunders will have to tell her friends back home in Edinburgh. Win or lose, she's playing heads up with the 2008 main event world champion. She's never played live before until today. Blinds are 2,000 and 4,000. They start off with 100,000. This is going to be fascinating.
Strange to think that Eastgate's won in the region of 10 million during his career, and he's only a young whippersnapper. And Lee Saunders is playing in her first ever live poker game, the first time she's handled chips or sat at a table.
Cool. Call.
A raise and a call from Saunders.
3, 2, 9.
And she's hit it.
Oh, happy days. Oh, these early stages, well, all stages, these chips count double.
And Eastgate with a continuation bet, the 2 overcards.
Oh, yeah. 13.
By the end of this hand, Lee Saunders could have a 3-1 chip lead. Consider that. Needs to miss a 10 or a jack, obviously.
Eastgate will have noted it was a very quick call, but now he has the top pair.
And Lee Saunders has a flush draw to get her into trouble.
23.
Got a big hand now. At the end of the day, she's a 30% underdog.
Cool.
Call.
Diamond 7-9.
He's smiling at her. He doesn't know what's going on.
All in.
All in.
He's all in, he's good.
Would he have moved all in if that river card was a diamond, I wonder? Or a 7 or a 9? As it is, he's got very fortunate. He's hit a 6-outer on the turn, and now he's killed this one. Well and truly.
I'm going to have to fold it with the king.
Oh, she makes a good pass in the end.
Scared of the king, not scared of the 10. Methinks this one's not going to last long, Trevor.
Peter Eastgate won just over $9 million for that main event victory in 2008, and then made a very spirited defence of his title, finishing 78th in a field of around 6,000.
That was in the 2009 rendition, but he made his TV debut on Sky Sports a few years ago, I do recall.
10 total.
He was not a particularly confident poker player then, but boy, how he upped his game, and now, wow, the current world champion as it stands.
Actually, I won't
Pass.
Yeah.
Well, Saunders folds to Eastgate's raise. He only had 9 high. And he has 3/4 of the chips in play.
That was that first hand, Trevor, that firework hand. And essentially, it's a tad lucky to hit a 10 or a jack as he did on the turn. Lee Saunders is in a position now. She really has nothing to lose. No cast going to be lost in defeat, losing to a world champion heads up. So you could play a stormer.
Call.
Suited connectors for Lee Saunders. Eastgate has bumped it with the 10 jack.
Pass. Yeah, pass. You're crucifying me. I've seen you do this on television.
I've done good there. I love to play heads up. It's not necessarily my best game, but it's the most interesting game to me. You're always in the spotlight. Typically, you're either supposed to raise it or you're facing a raise. Whereas in a 10-handed game, you're typically just folding your hand. The average player is getting better these days, so that's what's also interesting about heads-up game, that you need to have a good game selection, so you feel out players you can beat, and you have a good feel for players who can beat you.
Eastgate finally took Phil Helmuth's record as the youngest ever main event winner with his heroics last year. Currently 3-0 to our online qualifiers against our celebrities. Tyndall, Speed and Lusk all taken down.
To 6 to go.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Only got 10 high, Saunders, but she wants to have a look.
Jack. Ace,
Oh dear, there's an
6.
ace. Not good news.
Check.
Can't really bluff at this, can
Check.
she?
Eastgate trying to get her to bet, and there's a pair now for Saunders. And this
Oh
is
dear.
going to be over very quickly.
Car crash.
Cards, please.
It took just 8 hands.
Nice hand.
Lee Saunders is drawing to a 10 or a 4.
Ball down to the river. And she doesn't hit it. 2 pair in the end for Eastgate, who wins the first of these heads-up games. Best of 3, of course, and he's 1-0 up.
You could argue that was clinical, but at the end of the day, the damage was done in hand number 1, and you could then argue he was slightly lucky.
So 1-0 to Peter. You made light work of that one.
Yeah, it only lasted 10 hands. It was a very quick heads up. I won more than half of a stack on the first hand, which was very important. And then here on the last hand, I flopped up pair and she turned a pair. And yeah, we got it all in.
Do you think she's got what it takes to make it 1-1?
Yeah, she can definitely come back. But I've only seen 10 hands, and that's a very short sample size.
So Lee Saunders playing catch-up. Can she level matters against the 2008 main event world champion? Find out in just a moment. Welcome back to Central London. Game 2 then. A game that Lee Saunders has to win to keep this match alive. Peter Eastgate went to Aarhus University, decided to study finance, and then dropped out to play poker full-time, which turned out to be a pretty good career move.
I had to laugh at the outset. Lee Saunders said, I'm your biggest fan, and I stopped to think to myself, maybe the Danish taxman is his biggest fan.
Cool.
Indeed.
Ace 6 9.
Eastgate has a pair here.
Check. 13.
Confidence this man has now, as opposed to when we first saw him on Sky Sports, is amazing. Quiet, unpretentious, non-aggressive, and now he's a real bully at the table. He's got a great presence now. You know, he walks in the room and there's the world champion. All eyes are on him. He's handled himself very well.
2 and 4,000 the blinds. And it's going to be Saunders to speak first here.
Raise.
Take it.
He didn't even wait for the amount.
That's great. And that's actually a move by the old timers, you know. They used to shout out raise and then look up and see your face and see if you're about to pass. And if you weren't about to pass, it suddenly become a very, very small raise indeed.
No re-racing this time.
You never know.
11.
Really?
Big hand for Saunders.
Careful.
It's okay. Raise.
Give it one go, yeah? 54.
I don't think I have that much folding equity here.
It's a massive race
what
from
that is.
Saunders.
I know that.
She's got half a stack in there.
She's enjoying herself, isn't she? Nothing tells me that's all that matters. She's won some money. She's had her 2 minutes of fame, which she thoroughly deserved.
And she now has the chip lead in the second game of the best of 3 game series.
There's 20,000 more chips than her opponent.
Raise.
One go, yeah? 22.
She's not losing many hands in this game, is she?
That's a bully.
Bad spot to be flat calling.
Raise.
Oh,
It's 24.
what's going on here, Trevor? Been raised to 12, re-raised to 24.
And Eastgate says, OK, let's have a look at a flop. Saunders in terrible shape,
8.
but can she represent that?
I was about to say, the best thing she could do is miss and come out betting. Of course, if she'd had a jack, she was going to be losing a
Check.
big pot. She's giving the advantage to Peter Eastgate
Check.
now.
He's checked right behind.
Yeah, well, I strongly suspect he thinks that Lee Saunders has got an ace. Come on, Lee. Muster a bet. 30 grand. He takes you for an ace. Represent it.
Yep, check.
Go on, check, check again.
Queen.
Eastgate now with third pair, and now she's coming out betting.
Yeah, and Eastgate's got every reason to think his queen's good now. I hope it's big.
Drop it down.
Sorry.
I hope it's big. Pretty certain Peter Eastgate takes her for ace, mind.
It's a
He's
22.
put it down. Terrific stuff. He believed that she had either an ace or a king. Terrific.
Sorry, what did you say at the end there?
You only-
Lesson to be
those
learnt there.
special
She's
go.
going to watch this and think, I should have bet the flop, I should have bet the turn. I waited to the river as it was. My opponent had a lot of faith in me. A lot of faith in me having a big hand.
And now she's got more than a 2-1 chip lead. We're in central London for the PokerStars.com Bounty Stars of Poker, and the blinds have gone up to 3-6. Not the best news for Peter Eastgate, who's only got about 8 big blinds now.
He's been raised again. I think he's getting frustrated. We're not talking anymore. She's not stopped learning, and her time sat in this chair in this studio, he's figured this game out. It really is as easy as putting your chips in and picking them up again.
Just 42,000. At some point, Peter Eastgate, with his stack dwindling, is going to have to make some kind of a stand.
Yeah, he's going to find like a king 10 or a queen jack or something and decide, I've got to see this one through.
Call.
Just a call this time.
All in.
All in, says his Kate.
Which is how much? 36 more.
Peter has seen that limp in as weakness. Lee has seen it's a free shot.
She's actually ahead.
Call.
Oh, you trapped me.
Card? No, no. Jack 5.
Oh, good call.
That's a wonderful call. Jack 5 versus 8-3 to make it one apiece.
Well, it's the glory of this
Never
game.
know.
You know, she had enough chips to do it, lose and still be chip leader, and as it works out, she's in front.
Not anymore. Top pair now for Eastgate.
10.
Jack or a
9 for a straight, or a jack works as well.
Beneath. Or Jack.
Unfortunate. Eastgate back in it,
8.
although Saunders is still the chip leader.
A lot of good work there, Lee Saunders, to take her chances and amazingly going in front. As is the world champion. Got a little bit of luck.
So how is Lee Saunders going to react to that setback? Eastgate's got a big hand here.
He made a declaration here.
He's just doubled the big blind. Minimum raise.
Pass.
Good fold.
Sleeping.
Peter Eastgate was raised in Dalum, a suburb of Odense in
I
Denmark.
shouldn't be tired, but apparently I am.
Not very good.
I'll just call actually.
Well, she's
Oh.
limped in here with the 5-3.
Check.
Flop to come.
9. King 7. Check.
No part of it. But a lot of heart. And although Peter Eastgate's got second pair, he's got no backup in terms of a heart.
Look at this.
I'll go ahead with it.
All in.
Wow.
He's moving all in. Oh, he's read that one so right and so well.
Well, it's only 24,000. She's got absolutely nothing.
24 more.
Oh dear. What have I done?
And what does she do now?
This is a good play on both players' behalves, you know. I mean, she saw an opportunity and took it, and somehow or other Eastgate has recognised his 9's good, and also his opponent's not got a size of ace. If she had like an ace of hearts, she's got a call. Queen of hearts, she's got a call. So many outs to make the flush and an overcard to the 7 or 9.
It was a really spirited try from Lee Saunders, but Eastgate now has 3/4 of the chips in play.
60.
Saunders with the carrot of
All in.
£3,000
Pass.
Pass.
if she wins, but it's looking unlikely now. And if Eastgate wins, that means the £3,000 rolls over to our next celebrity heads-up showdown. Eastgate now has 162,000 of the 200,000 chips in play.
And he has the momentum. I think he's just going to continue to pound away now.
Lee Saunders, who's been playing for just a couple of years, up against the 2008 WSOP main event winner.
Oh,
Look
all
at this.
All in call.
Yeah, as it goes to
Pass,
Peter
please.
Eastgate, you know, he's taking his free shot now, and King is a big card heads up.
3-9. Worth a try.
She's got a couple of live cards.
Yeah,
Lee.
she can't pass herself away into oblivion, you know, and she's had to take a shot, and he's taken a gamble as well, to be honest.
7, 4, ace.
So the 3 is no good. She needs the 9. Or running hearts. There's one of them. Heart or a 9 to stay alive. It's neither. And this match is all over. Spirited try from Lee Saunders, but in the end, Peter Eastgate knew just a little bit too much.
When I saw Peter Eastgate come down the stairs, I knew that I was beat. I knew. He's a heads-up champion, you know, he's a world champion. I knew I was beat.
I like the way I played today. Yeah, I don't think I made any mistakes, and I made my opponent make mistakes, which is kind of like the basic of poker, is trying to get your opponents to make some kind of mistakes. And yeah, that worked out pretty well for me today.
It was very, very hard to get a read on Peter. He is stone-faced basically, and I was trying to do the same back, but probably gave him a few reads.
She played with a fair amount of aggression. She was not afraid to put her chips in, and that's quite important, like to be fearless.
Even although I lost, I am delighted that I actually got to meet and play Peter Eastgate. It's just an amazing experience all round. Just an amazing experience.
This is classy stuff.
So the £3,000 bounty rolls over as Peter Eastgate pulls one back for the celebrities.
And this match is all over.
Join us next time as 6 new qualifiers battle it out to play one of the 2 remaining mystery guests and claim the £8,000.
Guys, thanks for joining us on One Trips One Poker videos. Be sure to check out all the other videos on our channel and make sure to like and subscribe so you know when we upload some new episodes. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.